want to do kind of a part 2 or something else that is going to be very important. This has to do with basically terminology, but it helps us understand progression and regression. So this is kind of a sequel to the other progression and regression you saw, and so I just want to continue it. I just didn't want it to be a 40-hour series. So there's a couple of things. Now, when we talked about dynamic motion, whenever you start getting dynamic motion, you have compound movements, meaning you're moving kind of in a total body fashion, my upper body, my lower body, or there's going to be a lot of different moving parts going on. You can sequence that in a varying manner to help change the effect or change the reaction within the body, as well as create kind of a motor learning sequence to it. So I want to go over something like that, which we use in the terminology of our exercises, because we're using the Grain-Stutz nomenclature, and we've developed our 3D motion checkpoints that you're going to be seeing pretty soon. Really cool. But I want to give you a couple of examples of how you can term and sequence different exercises. So let's look at this. So let's just look at a simple kind of lunge and reach, let's say, or a lunge and row or something. So I can do a few different things. So the terms that I'm going to throw out to you are with, hold, then, and then. So with, hold, then, and then. So a with exercise would be a lunge. So I'm going to lunge with an actual reach or a row. So when I say with, that means the two are going to happen together. They're going to go simultaneously. So I'm going to lunge and row. Okay? Lunge and row. Okay? Lunge and row. So they're happening together. Now if I said hold, then, so I'm going to lunge, hold, then row, that means they're going to happen in a sequence. I'm going to lunge, hold, then row, and come back. So with, hold, then, and then the actual then is I'm going to lunge, then row. Okay, so that looks a little different with dumbbell. I need a cable for that one. So you have 3 different sequences, or 3 different timing to the actual event. So you can see if I row, or I hold, then row, or I lunge and then do my row, those are 3 very different exercises. So we just wanted to give you a couple of terms that you can start thinking about to help you understand how to name an exercise, or what you may see named in some of our exercises and some of our programs. Go to PTA Global on Facebook, and you're going to see a couple sample programs in there. Excuse me. But I just wanted you to see some of the ways that you can start manipulating exercises when you start talking about motion. Okay, so it holds with anything. So whatever you're doing, we can have simultaneous motion. So you've seen us do some of these dances. So I can do it together, which is a with. So my legs and my hands are moving with each other. Or I can do it then, so that's a hold, then. Or I can do it and then. All right? So just get a feel for that. Take it with some of the exercises. It works the same if you're using any type of cable or some of the exercises that we talked about. So if I can do a shoulder tricep. So I can do a shoulder tricep, hold, squat, and back. Or I can do them together. So this one would be with. This one is hold. And this one is then. Okay? So you see there's different timing that you can create. Now when you start doing things with, you've got a lot more stuff happening at one time. So you actually change the momentum. So you increase momentum, because if I have more mass moving in one direction, I'm going to affect the momentum that I have to then decelerate to change direction. When I hold and then do something, I have a little bit more isometric contraction. So I have to hold, stabilize this while I do a particular motion. So it changes the force distribution, and it changes the focus and how much intensity and the types of contractions that you're using. The then means you just do something and then the other thing. So there could be a sequence, and it may change per person. Sometimes doing a then. So I do lunge, then a curl, and then then once I get someone to do lunge and then a curl, then I do a lunge, hold, curl, and then I do a lunge with a curl. So that can be a sequence. So it could be lunge first, then curl, then lunge, hold, then curl, and then lunge with curl. Could be a learning sequence for some people. That could happen in a set. That may happen over a whole workout. That may happen over a week, 2 weeks. It's going to depend upon the client. But if you use a sequence, you can gain success every repetition. You can get your client or yourself to change every repetition, to change a little something every workout, but it's still using a similar exercise, so they're not redoing a whole exercise pattern. They're just changing the sequences of it. All right, so just a quick thing. Remember, with, simultaneous, hold then, means it's going to happen in a sequence. Hold, then do the next exercise. Or then, means you're going to do one and then follow it by the other. All right, thanks for your time. Hope you learned a little bit today, and look forward to seeing you. Remember, PTA Global on Facebook, become a fan, and I want to see some videos. Later.